Yesterday I carved this silly fella in this piece of poplar. It's burl wood. It's somewhat wet wood. Um, I've left the bark on it. Today I'm going to be carving this piece of the same type of wood. Poplar. The tree is just getting cut down within the last week. It's somewhat wet wood. I've dried it a little bit in the oven. I turned it on. I turned the oven on to 350 Fahrenheit for 5 minutes. I turn the oven off and let this piece sit in there. I do that like 5 times, but I did that for this piece, but not this piece. So if you're going to put your wood in the oven, don't put it in there for a long time. Turn it on for 5 minutes, turn the oven off, let it sit in there, open the door, get the heat out of there, and it will slowly dry the wood out. And do not catch your house on fire. So I was saying yesterday's video, this burl wood, it's like bird's eye burl wood. You know, it's good to leave it like the carving like an open plane, so because you got to let the burls kind of do the art itself, because you can see all the beautiful stuff inside the wood there. It looks like little skull faces and ghosts and all different sorts of things. But so on this wood spirit is not that detailed, but on this one it's going to be more of an open face. We don't know if we'll make it a silly face, a happy face, a sad face, but it's going to be a big face, and we'll let the real lots of the grain show on the piece of wood. So you can see on the bottom there where it's like dark brown compared to the white. The white would be the sapwood, which is the water wood, which is not as good of wood. And the bottom darker stuff would be the hardwood. Okay? So if you turn the piece around the back, there it is too. And bird's eye burl is a bunch of little branches. The tree's trying to grow out a little bunch of little tiny branches, and it just doesn't work out for the tree. That's why you get the weird grain in there too. So what we're gonna do is carve a real basic face. We're gonna draw the eyebrows on. Maybe we'll do a wood spirit with just basic, no details, kind of like beard hairs, just like this. I always revert back to wood spirits because I don't know, they're just fun to carve. So, anyways, we'll draw the nose on and the eyebrows. Kind of looks like there's a forehead right there. Anyways, maybe I should just place it there and then do the wood spirit so the beard kind of wraps. See where my thumb is? The beard goes here, the beard goes here, then the beard goes here. Maybe I should do that. But I was thinking about using the bark as hair for a big, happy, friendly face. So I'll be the first to say that this is not easy wood to carve. Well, for the first fact that it's wet, kind of wet. Well, it's going to be wet once we dig inside here. So wet wood equals fuzzy wood, and these burls here, the little bird's eye branch parts, they're super soft. So you get or they're super hard. They're just a different what's denseness than this water wood here. This hardwood right here is harder than the softwood, than the sap. Sorry, this hardwood right here is harder than the sapwood. So when I'm looking at this piece, it kind of looks like a crazy hair right up here. When I'm looking at this piece, what I'll do, I've done, I've looked at the hardwood on the back and see how high it goes up. It goes up like this. So right here, the hardwood is about there, but it goes like this. It goes like slopes down that way, right? Because you got a point here, then you got a point here, here. So obviously it will slope down that way. Excuse me. So I don't know if we're going to get lots of this hardwood in this carving. It's just a scrap piece of wood. You're making something out of nothing, really. I always revert back to wood spirits, even when I'm chainsaw carving. Say if I'm chainsaw carving a friggin' pig or a friggin' goat, I always want to revert back to wood spirits. I always say, nah, screw this. I'm going to carve a wood spirit because, well, they're somewhat easy to do and they're fun. So that's basically the bottom line. So I got to look at the back here where this actually. So here's the bark line. So right up here, this wood is going to go like, okay, this kind of makes no sense why I'm even filming this. But if you look here and you look here, the wood's going to slope back like this. It's okay. I just kind of see a perfect spot for a wood spirit head right here, that slope. There's me again, trying to revert back to the wood spirit. So anyways, let's start off with our center line. And maybe I should just do a wood spirit. Let's just play it by ear because you know, like you put the eyes there, and it's kind of like a perfect template for it. That this hair kind of looks like flames, doesn't it? Yeah, I got to think about this. I want to do a wood spirit, but I was planning to do a big happy face. Yeah, you know what? Let's just keep rolling. Doesn't matter. We'll see what happens when we carve the wood. Things change. So we'll give this fellow or lady a big nose. Let's even make it a bit wider in case we want to do the big happy face. You know, maybe we could focus on the nose in this video. So to start this piece off, you know what? Let's make these eyes a little bit water. There is formulas online to so like your eyes, for example, this is gonna be a long video. Your eyes, for example, will be in 5 sections. So you'll have one section here, one, two, three, four, five. So all these sections should be the same. And also for the very beginning, wood spirit carvers always start off with the bridge of your nose thicker. Then like don't draw it on like this because it's easier to make thinner than it is to make thinner once you. It's easier to make thinner than it is thicker once you get carving. It's gonna be one of those days. All right, so then the side of the face we come down here. You know what? Let's even take these eyes. I just don't know how much wood we have here for the eye. Because we're going to try to do the big face, but sometimes maybe we'll just have to. I don't think it's going to be possible because I can see the bark slopes down here. Let's just friggin' carve these eyebrows in, carve this nose out. You know, the deepest part of the carving right here, I do right here. That's the deepest part of the carving I do right here. We won't even take the forehead back yet. Because you know you want to slope the forehead back. You don't have to take the forehead down if you don't want to, but that's the way to get the nose to stick far off the face by taking these eyebrows down and just carving a slope like that. Because if you carve that all deep in there like that, then your nose is going to stick off like say where my thumb is. Your nose is going to stick farthest off the face, but you don't have to do that. There's no rule. There's no rule in it. It's art. It's your rule. Okay, so once again, this is the Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr. This is the burr I'm going to use. You can get these if you go to the description down below. It'll take you to the Kutzall site. Use the code CFusion, save yourself 5%. This is the black one. This is the extreme one. This might plug up because this is wet wood. What I'm going to do first here is I'm going to cut across these eyes. Then I might remove some wood underneath. So here's your eyebrow up here. I'm going to remove some of the wood underneath the eyebrow. And I'm going to go around this nose and carve it and start carving. This is the Dremel flex shaft. I showed you the burr, and I'm running on a Dremel 4000 with a foot pedal. Oh, got to turn it up. And definitely don't feel like you have to carve as fast and heavy as me. I'm kind of like a freak of nature. So for example, this sapwood's pretty, see how fuzzy it is? It's not that fuzzy yet. It's just like a dry fuzzy right there on my finger. This sapwood's softer than the hardwood or the burl wood. So the burl wood's there. So when this sapwood carves fast, but when I hit the hardwood, it doesn't carve as fast. So I just slow it down. Okay. I just slow my hand because I can feel it's not carving as fast. And another thing too, like see this channel in here that I've carved? You don't want to carve it much deeper than that because your burr could get stuck on both sides. So you got a wall here and a wall here. Your burr could get stuck there, and that's when you'll break your flex shaft. So now we'll start removing the wood, and then we'll start removing wood from down here. See how the wood's a lot harder there? Okay, so you can see there I got the nose to pop off. Once you get this nose to pop off and these eyebrows carved, eyebrow lines carved, you're off to the races. You can carve any type of face you want. So depth under there, not too deep, but carve deeper. Now, here I said I was worried about this part for the eyes because you can see, I don't know, I'm going to show you, see on video, it sinks in really deep there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go like this, put my finger there, look around back. So the white wood still goes up here, but you can see how it totally declines there like a ski mountain or a hill, whatever you want to say. So I don't know if that's going to, I think I'm going to have a real problem with depth to carve eyes for a big wide face. Now, a wood spirit like this, with the beard going this way, you know, I'm not trying to avoid carving the big happy face. You know, you put your bottom lip there and do whatever, but I just don't see how that's going to work for it. Let's see, you guys, the real depth of it, but I don't know if you can see, but it really sinks in there. You know what we're going to do right now? I'm going to turn the fan on. I'm going to keep carving here and see I know this is going to go too deep and it's really going to screw up our, if this side goes super deep, I can always carve this side super deep as well. It's just about making them both even and finding a fine balance between the two sides of the face and trying to make them the same. Okay, so there we are. So that's not bad, actually. Okay, so we've lucked out. We do still have some wood there, but you can see how it deep goes in there. So what I got it deep there, so I'm going to slope this down. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. And this side happens to be a lot harder of wood. So I'll get this other side leveled out to I'll get this side leveled out to this side. Okay, so I got both sides kind of level. The eyebrows this is just me speaking out loud too when I'm doing this. I mean, thinking out loud. I got both sides kind of equal. The slope's kind of the same. I know it's hard for you guys to see on the video. So I'm thinking, when I'm doing this, I'm thinking, what's my next step? Well, the hardwood's right here. And you get the awesome burls and the textures of the grain and stuff in this wood. So if I flip it over, I look back here, and then I flip it back over. I think, so here to here. Let's see this. I think if we carve deeper around this nose and take everything farther back, it's called pushing it deeper, which means carving deeper. I think if I carve around this nose and remove some more of this wood right here, down here, you can make this burl, the hardwood, kind of go up here, and it will give a cool texture on the wood and different colors and stuff like that. So let's see over here. It just starts right here. This is just kind of a stain or something, I think. Yeah, so that's the hardwood right here. So I think what I'm going to do now is carve deeper below this nose and get more of this. We're taking a chance. This is just taking a chance and having fun. This is free wood. So you got the free wood, so practice all you want. It's your creation. The deeper that you carve, the more that you learn and the funner that you can have. So I'm going to carve deeper around this nose right here, and then deeper here too. Smooth it all out. Not too deep, but deep enough to get this hardwood to pop out right up here. Get these weird kind of lines. See how it's doing that? Offline. Not filming. Okay, so here's the time where you kind of get your coffee, your tea, or your pop, or your whiskey, or whatever you want to do. Burn one. You sit and look at the piece, see how equal the eyebrows are, the nose, the depth, and all. Just try and make both sides of. So you got a center line here. Here's one side of the face. Here's the other side of the face. Try and both make them this. Slow down, Jordy. Try and make both sides of the face the same. So my battery's dying. So now the eyebrows. Do we want to put eyebrows? Well, we got this weird piece of thing here. So yeah, we're going to do eyebrows. So eyebrows are really easy to do. You put a line across. Some of this eyebrow is going to have to be bark because, well, you can see the bark goes all the way down here. You cut across this line, remove some of this wood here to make the, okay. You cut across this line, you remove some of this wood here, and you make the eyebrows seem elevated off the piece. Then you split the eyebrows, and you remove this wood here too, and then you blend this to the forehead. So this guy's not, this thing's not going to have, this kind of reminds me of a gnome. It's not going to have a crazy forehead. So I got to charge my camera, and I'll do that off screen. Okay, again, so look at your piece. The eyebrows, this one is thicker this way. Come on. This one's thicker than this one. No big deal. I'll even that out later. See here, I just gave him some little hooks here on both sides. This one's a little bit bigger, not so as hooked. Now, what do I want to work on next? Oh, also, so you see there, I carved the line across, then I removed some of this wood and I started cutting some of the bark just to get some more effects. Now, I'm terrible at doing lips. I haven't done enough lips, so we're going to make this just like, well, I don't know. Let's just kind of do something like that. See if we can get the noses unequal too. We're gonna work on the nose after we do this slip. So I think I'm gonna do a cut here, not too deep. It's just, you just want this basically to look like a simple happy face. The eyes are going to be really simple too. We're going to do like kind of Asian eyes, just a cut line in there. It's just about practicing trying to make both sides of your face the same. And yeah, so I'm going to carve on this line, kind of about, I don't know, Gritty says is that deep. Then I'm going to smooth it out on both sides. Then I'm going to cut this slip in. Like I said, simple for this wood is better. I don't know how much beauty there is in this wood like the other piece, but you don't know till you're done sanding it and all that stuff. So anyways, kind of looks like a happy face to me, doesn't it? Look like a happy face to you? Also, I have the problem with this chainsaw notch in the bottom there too. So I got, when I'm doing this stuff, I'm going to be looking at this and thinking how I'll fix that. But it doesn't matter. Okay, so there's the bottom lip. Looks happy enough, I guess. I still got to do it. I'm going to do one of those ditches in there. I don't know what it's called, but if everybody has them, I think. In the bottom here, I just cut that out, evened it out. I don't know what I'll do down there yet. Excuse me. Up here, you can see the sapwood has been exposed. So I'm thinking maybe if I carve some more of this bark away, I can get more of that sapwood exposed. There's nothing really crazy special about this piece. There's a couple burls in here. If I could carve deeper, I could get lots more of those burls to pop out, but I don't think that's going to happen because, like I said earlier, it shallows out. So I think what I'll do now is I'll shape the nose. I'll film really slow, and you can see there, like the right side is more of it's been taken off than the left side, but yeah, at this point, so if you look at the bottom of the nose, this is kind of like a mistake by me. I usually do the nose first, then I'll deal with all this stuff because I'll have the shape of the nose, then I can work off that for this stuff, but it's okay. You learn things different ways by trying new things, right? So what I'm going to do here is try and make it like a triangle up here. All right? And I'm going to remove all this wood here. Right? And then once this is like kind of like a triangle, then I'm going to come up around here. Sorry. And give them some nostrils. But I'll do a step-by-step on this part. I will do a step-by-step on this nose because lots of people send me messages saying they struggle with the noses. My noses are never perfect. They're just kind of the way I do them. So what I'm going to do first, actually, before I do the triangle part, I'm going to taper this nose down. See, it's got like a beak right now. I'm going to taper it. Let me get my pen here. And this nose is going to be tricky to do too because of the burls in it. So I'm going to taper this nose all the way down and get rid of this wood here. See that? So it's sloped back. Now, sometimes I might have to carve some more of this wood here away to get the bridge of the nose to pop off the face more. Because if I slope this down, it's going to touch right in here. So I'll have to go back in here and carve some more of this wood away on both sides to get some depth for the bridge of the nose. You can have it flat to the face there. It's not a big deal, but it's just not too much in here because when you carve your eyes, if I carve eyes in here, when you carve your eyes, you create depth in there too, right? So ignite the fan. You guys are going to see me rush this, but this is when you want to take your time, right? I know I'm a total bipolar hypocrite, but anyways. Okay, so that's okay for now. Now let's do the triangle piece, like I said on the bottom. Let me try and get you some better shadows here. That's okay. Okay, I don't know what's happening with this nose, but you can see there it's kind of triangle, so you just got to kind of work through it sometimes. Now I'm going to come along. Like this was so much, this side was so much softer than this side, so you can see what happened. I carved more wood off this side. But anyways, we'll try and make it work. So then his nostrils will be here, or its nostrils. So what I'm going to do is cut on the outside of this line. Right here, I'm going to cut on this side of the line. Now flip it over and do the other side. Okay, so there's our nostrils cut in. See that? Now I'm going to remove this wood here. Cut beside the nose, cut beside the nose, down here, remove some of this wood. Okay, this might be one of the funniest noses I've ever made. So now I'm going to do a cut across here. I'm going to have to give it a bump. I'm going to cut right across here. Then I'm going to level out both sides so you get that bump in there. You can see it's already got the bump a little bit. It's like a kind of like a broken nose bump. Okay, so there's our bump. Now I'm going to cut the nostrils in. This is really tricky to carve here where all this burl is. Super tricky, so I'm doing my best. Well, if you ask me, kind of looks like somebody has some herpes on their lips, aka cold sores. This nose, I was really struggling with it. I'm not going to lie, so maybe it's not the best tutorial, but you guys could watch my thing and see how I did it, I guess. But yeah, it was a real struggle. So I don't know. And at the end of when I was filming that nose, you guys see me do a deep cut here. I said when I was carving this nose, I've carved so many noses. I was looking around the piece and seeing what was going on. I says, you know what? This is a fantasy piece. It is what it is, and I'm gonna do what I want to do, and that's what I did. I carved deeper. I got some more of this sapwood to get exposed up here. I did this cut here, and then I did a cut in there, and kind of made it my own art. Now here's the thing. When you look at this piece, when I look at this piece on the camera, I don't think it needs eyes. I think it kind of looks like just a man on the moon, kind of just a simple face. It's happy. It's there. I think eyes might really change this piece. It's art. It doesn't have to have eyes. If you look at it, does that make sense? It already says what it is. Now, here's something I want to show you guys. I haven't shown in a long time. I don't even know if I carved this on YouTube. It might have been before I did YouTube, but here's a burl piece that I did. I don't even know the type of wood, but I know it was hard. There's like a wood spirit up here kind of thing, a weird thing, and a simple wood spirit here. But look at the eyes that I carved on this creature. I kept this myself. I've kept this for years. See that burl? And I got the color of the face to kind of bleed down here. There's different colors in the wood. This thing just sits down in my living room. I look at it once in a while. But those eyes, you can carve eyes any way you want to carve them. See? But look at the different colors in that wood. Isn't that neat? So I thought I'd show this one. Yeah, sometimes maybe 1 out of 100 I'll want to keep the carving till I finally want to sell it. So anyways, I'm really on the I don't know what it would be called, the offensive or the differ, if I want to carve this fellow eyes or not. I don't think it needs it. This bark here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to put a finish on this piece today because this bark here is, well, where it's dark there, super wet. When I was carving that, super, super wet. I could feel water splatting on me. And look how fuzzy that is. So here's the dry bark where it's lighter, not so fuzzy. Here's the wet bark. See the fuzzy? Hey, nothing wrong with a bit of fuzz. Anyways, I don't know. I can see here it kind of looks like there's a cheekbone a bit there. If I was going to do one, let's see here. Kind of just to even it out a bit. I might have already taken off too much depth on this side. I'm going to do a thin cut here. I'm going to remove some of the wood to make it look like he's got a kind of a cheekbone, a little bit, whatever. And I don't know. I really don't know about the eyes. What about sleeping eyes? Let's just draw one on. Sorry, draw two on. See how much different it makes it look? I could carve eyes like this. I think it will ruin the piece. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little cut down here, remove some of this wood, round that off a bit. Ignite the fan. Where's your Dremel? Screw it, let's do the eyes. First of all, we'll get them drawn on the same. I don't know. Totally changed it. Anyways, okay, so I got the sleeping eyes carved in there, just basic, through the lines, remove the wood. I can make them more rounder, but it's fine. Now I think and I remove this bottom piece, now I think it's time to start sanding with this sanding manual, with this emery cloth. And then I'll use this, then I'll use this. Don't forget to turn your Dremels down when you use these sanding mandrels. You get these on Amazon. I think you get like 5 for $10 or something. No, I'm not saying I'm the world's best sander, but this Scotch Brite sure does a good job on your Dremel flex shaft. This is the M3 stuff. So here's what we got. Kind of looks like an elf. It kind of looks like a devil. It kind of looks like whatever you want it to look like. I sanded those eyes so deep just to kind of blend them into the piece. Now you can see, like, you can't see on the camera, but there's bumps there. Like, see those lines there? That's the grain starting to pop out, kind of like Show Sugi Ban. That's from using the Scotch Brite. Now look at the nose. Look at all this burl here. It's a shame I couldn't get more of it, but when you give this a clear coat, I can see different shapes, like in the nose. See that wood there? I can see when I put a clear coat on here, it's going to really pop, and you're going to see different things. You know, I even did the cut here, and I brought it down the nose because I could. It's your guys'. It's all an experiment. Now, this piece, I'm enjoying drinking my coffee, sitting here and looking at it, and I'm proud of it. You know, there's things that I see that aren't correct, but it's okay. I'm not going to, I usually point those out in my videos, but I'm not going to point that out in this video because I don't need to all the time, right? See how those cheekbones, and I kind of did this cut down here a little bit like this and brought the lip out. You know, the lip's not the best, but it doesn't matter. It's good enough. It says it's a lip. Now this bark here is still wet, and it's a shame here. It's a shame I don't have the clear spray coat. Slow down, Jordy. It's a shame I don't have the spray clear coat that I normally use here, because I'd love to give this a clear coat to show that green how it really is gonna pop the more you sand it. And then you're going to get different colors in the bark and stuff like that. And this is really going to pop down here compared to the white wood, the hardwood. So what I'm going to do to dry this off a bit is I'm going to put it in the oven for 5 minutes, turn it off, open the door, let the oven cool down a bit, leave this, turn the oven off, leave this sitting in the oven when it's cooling down. This will be dry on the outside here, and that rust oldham does seal against wet wood, so this wet part will be gone. So that's what I got to do now. I got to drive 40 minutes to get some, no, about half an hour there and back to get some clear coat, and we'll finish this video off. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about my mistakes, but the right eye here, I sanded the right side of the eye a bit too low, trying to remove a cut line. But look at that bird's eye in there. Pretty neat, eh? So there's going to be lots more of this wood carving. So let's take a good look at this piece. Yeah, I like it. I think it's neat. It's different. You know, I did what I accomplished. I did what I meant to do. I did a big happy face, open grain where you can see everything moving, the grain moving in it and all that stuff. That right side of the nose was super tricky, like I said, because all the burls were in there, but it worked out. The nostril's a little bit bigger than the left nostril. It's okay. I don't mind admitting my mistakes, because me admitting my mistakes lets you guys learn from my mistakes, right? Otherwise, these videos are useless saying, hey, look what I can carve, yada, 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 yada. Well, I'm not that guy. I just don't care. I like this piece. I think I'm going to put it up in my bedroom for a while. But not tonight, because, well, tonight I got to go watch Gold Rush and eat some of these Dad's chocolate chip cookies. You guys like dipping your dad's chocolate chip cookies in milk. It's quite unfortunate that I switched back to skim milk. 2% milk is much better for dipping cookies, but anyways, that's all. Hope everybody's doing good and learned a thing or two from this video, from my mistakes or things I've done. Garden Fusion, over and out. Let's just look at this piece for a minute. Oh, I ate my cookie. Hope I'm not smacking on the microphone. I just love looking at this. Is actually, even the sapwood is actually really, get some better lighting here so you guys, it's actually really beautiful wood. The white stuff. I can't wait to carve more of this burl wood. I got that other piece that I showed. I don't know if it was in the last video, but I was going to put mushrooms up top. Actually, let me get it. I thought I was going to end this video. So I started carving the bark away from this piece. It was like carving through a friggin' jungle. But yeah, there's going to be a wood spirit up here. It's going to be a cool piece. But that wood right now is super soaking wet, super hard. And I can't put this piece in the oven because you don't want that moss catching on fire. So that's it for this time. Carving Fusion, over and out. Probably be a month before I carve this one. One more for the road. Okay, bye.